Rod Fleming here in the Philippines, and it's hopefully going to stay quiet enough for us. I have been receiving many notes of interest and many queries from men who are struggling with autogynephilia. Now, autogynephilia is something that we're beginning to discover more and more about, and not a lot of it is good. But anyway, one of the big problems that we have is that because of what you might call the trans cult, most of these men are simply being told that, yes, well, basically, here's the hormones and we'll schedule you in for the snip. And this is totally inappropriate for most of them. It's absolutely not appropriate. And let me say it again, not appropriate. Most males who have autogynephilia should not transition. They should not transition. It should not happen. It's a bad mistake. So the problem is that they have very limited resources in terms of people who will help them to try to resist or try to manage or try to, keep the thing, this awful thing under control. Now you have to remember that autogynephilia shows links with autism. It shows links certainly with obsessive compulsive disorder. It behaves very much like other addictive disorders, so it just worsens itself. And finally, there is some evidence coming out now that there may be an environmental reason for this. None of this is good news. None of it is good news. My advice to anyone who is, very young, in the 12 to 14 age range, and they've got this, if they can pass, well, you don't have much time. Quite honestly, by the time you're 18 or 20, it's already too late for you. You'll have been so masculinized. Because remember, HEPs are ordinary men. They're ordinary males. They're not like HSTs who are sexual inverts. HSTs are naturally feminine, naturally small, naturally petite, naturally small boned. They have natural facial neoteny. They have naturally feminine voices. They have natural female digit ratios. Now, okay, so there are exceptions, and these are not hard and fast rules, but in general, it is the case. HSTs are very feminine. HEPs are not any more feminine than any other average man. Which means that for most of them, if they get to being 18 or 20, well, forget being a girl, son, because it ain't going to happen. You're really already too late. That means that they don't have any choice. They have to deal with it in some way, and it's a very difficult thing to deal with. Most of these men who contact me are interested in having normal relationships with women in which they are husbands and fathers. They don't want to be women. Now, if you want to be a woman, fine, go ahead and do it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to try and discourage you. I'm just saying try to be somewhat aware of the risks of what you're doing. But if you don't want to be a woman and you have these feelings, you have this compulsion, because that's what it is, then I can help. I will try to help at least. And it's a very big issue. And I'll be quite honest with you, most men who have this struggle with it for basically all their lives. It's a monstrous thing. It's a terrible, terrible thing. It really does destroy men's lives. Like I say, if you want to be a woman, fine, go ahead, be a woman. I mean, you're not going to convince anyone, but that's not my problem. My issue here is with trying to help men who do not wish to do that, who do not wish to be women, who want to be ordinary men with ordinary lives, with ordinary families and ordinary careers, and not, constantly afflicted by these unwanted thoughts, which are at the root of it, this unwanted desire to appear to be a woman. So if you're in that category, drop me a line at rodafleming@gmail.com, and I will see if I can give you any advice. I'm not going to say more than that here online, but drop me a line and we can discuss it. We can discuss what we could do. I'm not a registered therapist. I have great experience in this field, and I've talked to many people. Strictly, I guess I'm a friendly counsellor. That's it. It's just advice. It's just friendly advice. I cannot give you, I cannot prescribe you with any preparations. I can't do any of that stuff. I can just try to talk to you about what's going on in your head and try to give some sort of more intelligent and more reasonable response than the standard, just take the pills and we'll get you programmed in for the SNP, what I call the transition express train. It's totally inappropriate for HEPs. It's completely appropriate for sexual inverts to do that. Absolutely. They shouldn't be hanging about. They shouldn't be pretending to be men at all. They're far better off just being women and living their lives as that, and they'll succeed. They'll do it fine. They'll be absolutely fine. AGPs, it's not like that at all. It's a struggle from day one. It will always be a struggle. So, if you're in that category, and there's no obligation, I will deal with everything in complete confidence. If you think I can help, don't hesitate to contact me on the email, rodafleming@gmail.com. Okay? That's all I'm saying just now. Enjoy life. The main thing. Bye-bye, folks.